So, how are you doing today, Tenni?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm feeling all right. The sun is coming out. I'm feeling summery. I'm feeling good.
Are you sure?
I am. I know I'm looking dark today.
No, I feel like the energy levels aren't giving.
Really?
Let's go out and shake
it's been a long week. I've worked twice. I've done 2 shifts. I'm feeling really drained.
Work twice got you.
Yeah.
Right.
2 shifts. It's not for me. 1 shift a week. Yeah.
Wow.
2 is it's at the upper limit of my normal.
I've just finished 4 sets of nights. Literally, I'm on 1 hour's sleep right now.
Really?
So,
oh my god.
But 2 days is a lot.
It is a lot.
It's too much.
I forgot you did nights. That's sad. Sorry.
Yeah.
How were they? Were they okay?
The second one out of the 4 was okay. And then the rest showed me for being too happy on that second shift.
Tell us one thing that happened on your night shift. A good thing, a bad thing, an interesting thing.
Okay, this is one thing I kind of like about nights anyway. So obviously I'm by myself. I'm still SHO level at the moment. And so I'm doing everything Reg's not there.
But the Reg is not there?
No, it's just me overnight all by,
is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'm then if someone comes in with, for example, a dog bite to their hand, for example, and I need to explore the wound in A&E, see how deep it is, cut out the excess skin that's been involved in the bite. I'm doing this procedure by myself at maybe 2 a.m. or something. And during that time, you're with the patient for quite a considerable amount of time.
Yeah.
So you have to do something, and we get to chat. And I end up just having the most random conversations with people. And that's something that I find quite good about my night. So I learned a new game last night.
What was the game?
So there's a game that a patient and their partner were playing whilst I was doing their procedure.
Okay.
And essentially one of them thinks of an animal.
Okay.
And then the other one asks questions, and then the other person will answer it, and then they have to guess the animal.
Okay, let's do that.
Really?
I'm going to think of an animal.
Okay.
Just give me a second. Okay.
Where does it live?
I'm not actually sure. I think in ponds.
Ponds?
Water.
Okay, but not big water?
No.
All right, is it big or small?
Small.
Is it a duck?
No.
What noise does it make?
I can't give you that. Sorry.
What colour is it?
Can't give you that.
Yes, you can!
I can't. Okay, it's green. It's green.
A green? Is it a frog?
Yeah. Damn. See, if I said the sound, you would have guessed it straight away.
But this is how you play, because I've asked the right questions.
That's quite
They
fun.
were coming out with all sorts of animals. They're is it aquatic? Is it what? They're is it a blowfish? I was like, why are you thinking
I didn't even
about
know these animals.
They're it was in, what's that fish film with Will Smith?
Shark Tale.
They're it's in Shark Tale. I was like, why are these the things you're
That's
thinking
so
of?
fun.
They were so fun. And it really helps distract the patient.
Yeah. That's good. I'm trying to think of something good that's happened to me this week. Okay, I had a client come in for a consultation.
Sure.
And we looked at her face, did an assessment.
Okay.
And she's booked in to get some lip filler next week.
Okay. What happens in the assessment process?
So basically, I just kind of talked to them about their concerns, what they're worried about, whether it's, their lines on their forehead or the size of their lips or their chin. And then I kind of tell them with my assessment what I think they could get done, what they could get done. And, kind of talk through what the actual process is, what the material's made out of, what the filler is actually made out of. Yeah, and then we might make up a treatment plan together.
Do you do any things like facial mapping or measurement?
Yeah, I mean, not officially with a ruler. I do kind of look at their proportions and see if it's following the 1/3, 1/3,
sure.
1/3 proportions, and then go from there.
And when you say 1/3, I don't really do aesthetic.
So it should be I don't want to say, just in case I get it wrong, but it should be 1/3 from here to here, then 1/3 from there to there. So that's how it should be split up.
Yes.
So then if you can kind of see that the chin is really short and this third is shorter than the rest of it, you can add some length on the chin, etc., etc. Just all about facial balancing, guys.
Nice.
So that was what I did.
And she was happy?
She was happy.
I had
that was on, I don't know, Wednesday. Just rolled out of bed, walked to clinic, 20 minutes, went back home. I was like, I'm drained.
Oh,
I'm drained.
I don't know how you do it.
Honestly. But it's actually got me thinking about medical school.
Okay.
Because now I think people are going to medical school quite soon, in a month or 2.
Yeah.
So it's just how was medical school for you? I'm really reflecting now, because it's going to be, I was doing my appraisal and it said that I graduated nearly 4 years ago.
2020 graduate.
2020 graduate.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my gosh, medical school seems so it seems like it was just yesterday, but also seems like so long ago.
It does not feel yesterday for me.
Really?
It seems like a memory that I buried like in the sand.
No.
I'm like, did it even really happen?
Why did you bury it in the sand? Did you enjoy it?
You know what? I think medical school there were good aspects to medical school.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed like the people I met.
Yeah.
I think our course wasn't too bad. We were a bit of guinea pigs through the second year of that medical school as an independent medical school.
Okay.
So things were always chopping and changing a bit. But I don't know. I think the main issue for me was probably the distance from home.
Mm-hmm. I found that as well.
Yeah.
How far away was it for you? Like drive or?
If I was driving, maybe like 4 and a bit hours.
Yeah, we were the same distance. Yeah.
Where did you go?
Pause. Can we talk about this? I feel like we can because we graduated now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about it because we're not there anymore. I went to Newcastle, but I was at the Durham campus.
That was 4 hours.
4 and a bit hours, yeah.
Because I got an offer from Durham.
No
Newcastle.
way!
Yeah. And I was like, that is so far. So I chose Exeter because I was like, this is closer to home.
Is it closer to home then?
Well, I guess it was the same.
I think it was like maybe a 5-hour drive. 4.5 to 5, I think. But yeah, it was quite far. It was quite far. But I did not enjoy medical school.
Was it mainly because of the distance?
I think it was the distance. I think it was the area that I was in. I think it was the fact that I was the only Black medic.
At your uni?
Yeah, like there was no like, only Black female. I was the only Black medic in my year. And that was tough. Oh, that was tough. PTSD.
How did you cope with this? What was going on?
So I don't know if things have changed now, but I remember so clearly it was an induction and I walked in like, really gassed, like, yeah. And I was like, why is there no one? Like, I was literally like, why is there no other Black person here? Yeah.
I
was so shocked.
Diversity or?
I mean, there were some Asians, like there were some South Asians there, but it was mainly white people. Okay. And because I was in the Durham campus, it's basically what you'd expect from like an Oxbridge/Durham kind of university, like a lot of private school educated people, which I know is what a lot of medics are private school educated anyway, but I think it was even worse in Durham because it wasn't just the medics, it was other people as well. And I found that really, really hard because I didn't come from a private school background. Yeah. I mean, I spent half of my life in Southeast London and then I was just thrown into this situation where I'm just and I was just like, this cannot be real. I was like, this can't be real. I was like, maybe the person is sick. Maybe they just couldn't come to induction and they're going to turn up and they just never did. And it was just like, yeah, it was hard because I felt medical school was hard on its own. And then going to medical school and feeling very like the other is even harder.
Did you then feel like you found your like nest or your little community or group of friends whilst you were at medical school?
So I found the community on other courses like at university, but I wouldn't say now that I've got many close friends I don't have any close friends from medical school. I've got 1 or 2 that are my friends that I like speak to once a year.
Wow.
Actually, no, I have 1 that I speak to maybe once a year. But apart from that, like I have no friends from medical school.
That's crazy to me. So, you know what? I thought my uni was like, do you know what I mean? I thought there was like, I think in our year group, there was maybe like 5 other Black people, and I was like, that's so little, but no, it's not.
Yeah, it's still bad. Like we still need to do better in general, but
it is crazy. But do you know what I mean? I found a whole nesting, whole community of people there. I've got 3 main friendship groups from uni. One's like a non-medical group and then 2 medical groups. You have 2?
Yeah. You're spoiled. Wow.
Yeah.
I just didn't have that. Like in my first and second year, my first and second year was okay because I had my friends who weren't medics. Like I went out with them all the time. Yeah. But I feel like I got a lot of FOMO because they weren't in the same situation as me. And like you're in medical school, you got like lectures every day, Monday to Friday night, and they were just at home. They were chilling. They didn't go to lectures. We would party the night before, and I'd be like dying in my lectures, so tired, and they'd be like at home. So it kind of meant that I felt so dissatisfied with being in medical school because I was so close to people who weren't having to suffer like I did.
Yeah,
they weren't like having to work as hard. And I was just like, I don't want to be here. I nearly actually left in first year. I actually sent an email to the people like I want to drop out of medical school. And then I got glandular fever at the end of midway through first year.
This is a traumatic year.
Yeah, I got glandular fever and I was really ill and I missed like a term and a half of lectures. Sure. So you know the last term was like some lectures because your exams are coming soon. Mm-hmm. So I missed half of second term lectures and all of third term lectures. And then I was just like, well, I'm gonna leave medical school anyway. It doesn't matter. Yeah. And then I spoke to whoever it was in the undergrad uni and she was like, just do the exam and then as practice and you're gonna do the real one in August. And I was thinking, babe, I'm not coming back to medical school, I'm done. And then I remember thinking to myself, like, okay, God, I prayed. And I was like, if I pass this practice exam, I'll stay. Yeah. And if I fail, then I'm just going to leave and do like accounting. And I actually passed. Gosh, I didn't go to lectures for like nearly half the year. And I passed. I was like, okay, clearly I'm meant to be here.
There's a brain in
clearly
there.
God is saying stick with it. So I just stuck with it. But yeah, the first few years were okay because I had them. Then my final 2 were very hard because they graduated, right? Because they were doing 3-year degrees and I was just by myself. I was literally in my final year, especially because then my pharmacy friends had left after 4 years. Then my final year was by myself. Like I lived with strangers, like no friends. So when COVID happened, obviously I'm sad for COVID. When we got to leave medical school early, I was like, thank God. Because I was so lonely in my final year.
Does that mean did you have an elective?
I did because we did our elective in 4th year.
And did that mean you didn't go with anyone from your medical
So I did. So I went with the girl who I still talk to now and 2 of her friends. But sorry for another day.
Yeah.
It was okay. It was okay. But yeah. But what about you? How was it going through medical school? Like obviously you have your groups and everything. So you had a better experience than me.
Yeah. I definitely like it resonates with me when you're like how when you were trying to like go out with your non-medic friends, it was hard. So the first few years I lived with like my non-medic friends. And I was like, yeah, vibe, like this is good. I didn't want to just stay with medics. I was like, I don't want to pigeonhole myself. I want more. But it was difficult. Like they're all like, oh, like I went to a really big rugby uni. Oh, God. They're having their chats about all these rugby guys. I'm like, I don't even go to the main campus because we were separate campuses. I'm like, guys, like I have no idea what's going on. So I was always a bit out of the loop anyway, but it was fine. Like a really nice group of friends. They all left and I was like, okay, you know what? I still got my medic clubs. So that was really nice. I think throughout medical school, I have to say I always had like close, like people that I like found like close bonds with. Mm-hmm. So I think I was actually quite blessed from that perspective. I probably didn't really go out too much at uni compared to everyone else. So I was probably like, uni's for studying. Okay, I'm here to do work.
Really?
I'm like that.
Even in first year?
Yeah.
That is why you're going to be a plastic surgeon. That's why you're going to be a reg soon. And I'm just here, you know, chilling with my 2 shifts a week.
We had very different experiences.
No, but that is like me in first year, I would be going out 3 times a week.
Really? Oh my
3 times. I'd be rolling to lectures like, tired.
I'd be finding like my mates like in the street, like probably a bit like, woo. And I'm like, guys, bedtime, and I'll take them to bed because we have like an exam next. I was like, guys, go to sleep. I'll tuck them in. I'm like, okay, I'm coming back from the library. They're coming back from a night out, and I'm like, get on job.
You're so serious. I love that. I feel like you need to have a balance in medical school. Like you can't be so studious that you like don't get to enjoy uni.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially in the first few years, because I feel like it's like it's a jump because it's a big jump from secondary school, like college, sorry, but it's still like you're in first year of uni, like you're never going to get that opportunity again.
Yeah.
And then once you start clinicals, that's when it's like crazy. You can't roll into clinicals having been out the night before.
No.
But you can kind of roll into a lecture. Kind of. Not really, but I mean, like you can enjoy yourself more when you're not doing your clinicals.
Yeah. I think if I was to go back, I probably would have gone out a bit more in first
year. Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I feel like there's like cool memories to be made. I guess I saved most of my going out for London because I was always back and forth anyway. But yeah, I guess it would have been a bit more. But I still made friends.
You still had a good time.
Yeah,
you don't have to go out.
Yeah.
But I mean, just enjoy the first year.
Enjoy it.
Whatever enjoyment is for you, then just enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, is there anything else, like looking back now, that you wish you had done differently in medical school?
I think mainly just trying to form a few more roots in that city rather than like just discounting it completely. It's like the place I resided. I literally did not call it anywhere near home.
Yeah.
Like if I was on the phone to my mum and she's like, "Are you nearly home?" I was like, "What? No, I'm not in London. Yeah. I'm not nearly home." So yeah, no, I think having a bit more settled probably would have helped with like the whole like balancing a bit more work, like study and fun balance, and also like just like the mental side of coping with it. What would you have changed?
I think I would have changed the medical school I went to. No, I'm joking. I think it's not anyone's fault that was the state of like medical school at that time. I'm not really sure because I've spoken to other people and they had loads of black people at their medical school. I think I was just unlucky. I feel like it's definitely changed because I've met, when I was looking, when I saw people from like lower years, there were more in their year that just wasn't in mine.
Yeah.
So I just think I was like very unlucky.
I was meant to be your one, that means.
So you could have been with me and you said no. Look at this, guys. Woo. We could have had our own little group. She's looking by myself.
We were meant to come back together because look where we are.
That's true.
Look where we are.
Look at God. But I think what I would have done is, I think I would have intercalated in something non-medical.
What did you intercalate in?
Women's health.
Okay.
So I did women's health and physiology at King's. So I came back to London for a year because I was like, get me out of here.
Is that why you did it?
Yeah, I was like, and to be fair, because I want to do O&G, I was like, let me do women's health. And it was great. Like I learned a lot about physiology, embryology, like I had fun. But obviously now that I'm working as a doctor and I'm like very passionately pursuing other things, like other careers, I wish that I had done like a BSc in economics or like finance. I don't know. I feel like I found so like, what's that word called? Ignorant right now. Can you do a BSc in finance? Is that a real thing?
Maybe.
You know what I mean though? Like a BSc in something other than, or like management or something like that. Because I feel like medical school in the UK is very, you learn a specific set of skills. It's like a what's that thing called? Conveyor belt, a hamster wheel. Yes, that's it. Same vibe. Like you're just there to learn this, so you can be a doctor in the NHS.
And it's like stay on the training.
Exactly. And it's just, I feel like there are so many, as medics, we have so many skills that we could utilize in so many different fields. Like I'm not saying that everyone should just leave medical school or leave being a doctor, but broaden your horizons a little bit. Like if you want to, even if you want to be a GP, a partner in a GP, having a business degree is probably very, very useful.
So useful.
And like if you think, okay, like I want to do medicine for a while, but maybe I want to do consulting as well, or maybe I want to work in pharmacology or whatever, or big pharma, whatever it is, then you can then do a BSc in something else that gives you those skills. So I just wish that I had that foresight to know that I didn't want to just be a doctor and I wanted to do other things. So I would have done a degree. I would have done intercalated in something else. I would have done like accounting or something, or tech. I don't know.
I mean, it's not too late to do another degree.
But I'm not getting funded for it, am I, anymore? I don't have student loan.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd rather spend the money on a holiday right now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Life balance. We've said that.
It's like, how many degrees can one person have?
Oh, people let's collect.
That's true, not me though.
Hot girl summer, collect the degrees.
That's true. Would you ever do another degree?
No, I'm
exactly.
done.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're done. Especially because we have to do like courses and things and exams within our medical degree. You want me to go and go? Not for me, but I know some people do it and I think that's amazing.
Someone was like, do you PhD? I was like,
no. I don't think I like research enough either.
Yeah, no. You know what? I'd like it more if I was like, was really good at it. I feel like I had to work to get like anything.
No, I get you.
Quite a grind.
It's true. But anyway, back to the topic. That's why I think I would go back and change.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And is there anything that you learn in medical school? Like any words of wisdom to people who are going into medical school? Give one to people who are going into medical school. They haven't started yet, but they're going to start in October.
Can I give some words to also people who are choosing unis because it's application season?
That's true. There's different grades. So let's give some. So each of us give a piece of advice for people who are choosing medical school. So like applying this year, and then advice to those who are starting medical school, and then advice to people who are in medical school / leaving.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So 3 different groups.
Sure. Okay. We can start with those applying then.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say ensure you choose, when choosing location, choosing city, choose something about either the uni that's like really, really interesting to you or the city that's really interesting to you, so that when the medical degree is like getting to you, still got other things, not relying necessarily on like maybe finding a core group of friends all the time, but even though you still like find your unit through exploring your interests. So I think making that a priority when deciding where to go is quite important.
Okay, that's a good idea. That's good. I think mine's actually quite opposite to what you'd say. Not opposite, but I would say apply smart. And the reason I say that is because I applied the first time I didn't get in.
Same.
Okay. Why are you copying me?
I don't know.
Anyway, so I applied the first time I didn't get in. And then the second time I applied smart. So I applied according to my strengths. The first time I did like, I'm just going to apply to where I'm interested in, like Leicester, Leeds, whatever. Then I was like, I didn't get any interviews, 4 rejections. So I was like, look, what are my strengths here? Okay, I'm good at that. What was that UK cat?
Yeah.
I think it's changed now. Is it UCAT now?
Yeah, UCAT now.
I feel old. That was in 2013, 11 years ago. Anyway. So I would apply. Yeah, so the first time I just applied on vibes where I wanted to go. Yeah. The second time I applied according to my strengths. So I knew that my UCAT was good. And I was like, let me look at universities that use that as a screening tool for interview. So let me it's like, I know I can get in. When I get to the interview stage, they will be begging for me to join. I just need to get there. So I was like, let me just apply for universities that, use that as a cutoff. Yeah. And that's how I got to interviews. And the 2 I applied, obviously you apply for 4. Yeah. The 2 that use that for interview cutoff is the ones that I got interviews for.
Where else?
The other 2 were just like, did you give you points on everything? I just think it's rubbish. I think they just look at your application and just dash half in the bin. Oh. But I didn't get interviews for those ones. Yeah. So I would say apply smart. Obviously, it's a balance. Maybe do 2 and 2 like I did. 2 unis that you're interested in going to because of the city, your friends are going there, whatever. Then 2 that you know that you have a high chance of getting in because of the strengths of your application, especially if you're desperate to get into medical school. Because I said this second time round, I'm getting in. It's happening. So I even applied to Belfast. And I applied to Newcastle.
I applied to Scotland.
Is it?
Girl, yeah. The second time, I was like, look, I'm getting in.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, let's go. Unis at first.
That's what I was doing. Southampton, Leicester.
I'm like, Nottingham, please take me. They did not want me.
They did not want. Actually, I didn't want Nottingham. Really? Too much walking involved. Remember when I went to see how I'm lazy? I went to the open day. Yeah. Me and my mum were walking. I said, do you know what? I can't do this. I cannot. I said, I can't go to this university. She was like, why not? I was like, we want to go up this hill. Every morning for my lectures, I was like, I'm not going to do it. But now I regret it because I didn't get to do Big Clash and all that stuff. Some of people now, they're like, oh, Big Clash. I'm like, I didn't, what's Big Clash? Well, they didn't involve us.
Did you do gap year?
I did.
Yeah. So in my gap year, I was like, I'm going to use you guys as freshers as my freshers.
Did you?
Of course. I went around the uni, unis in the Midlands, and I did that then. So that's why I was so once I got to Etica, that was my first year, I was like, okay, done it.
Fair enough. See, my close friends didn't get into medical school either. So they were also on gap years. Yeah. Then my other friend who I went to get, she went to Lancaster Uni. They were not doing Big Clash either. No. She was so I always used to go see her, but that was in the north too. So
right. Well,
I never got to experience that, unfortunately. Gosh. But doesn't matter. Okay, so now,
people who are about to start.
Yeah. Okay. People who are about to start. I would say find your community early. Mm-hmm. Not early, but try and find a community. Find your tribe. It's really important. I think it helps you get through medical school. Even though the first 2 or 3 years were really tough for me because I had friends who I was really close to, who I'm really close to. These are my best friends to this day. It made it so much better. It made it easier. And I think it's even better if you find your tribe within medical school because then you can revise together. They understand the struggles. And people do say that you make your lifelong friends at uni, and I actually think that you do. Obviously, you have some friends from secondary school and maybe even primary school, but that period of uni, especially at medical school, oh my God. Think about it. You start at 18, 19. When you finish, you're in your early 20s, or late mid-20s. A lot of change happens. So finding your tribe that you can trust, that you can enjoy with, you can cry with, you can study with, I think is so important, and it's just going to get you through medical school. You cannot do it by yourself. And if you can't find your tribe in medical school, find your tribe with Melanin Medics. We have loads of events that we try and get medical students together. You can join the team. And I found all of my close doctor friends actually are from Melanin Medics. They're not from medical school.
Find Melanin Medics whilst you're a med student.
I was. Yeah. I was in my 4th year. So I would say that's how I found my tribe of medical students, was through Melanin Medics, not through medical school for me. Either through medical school or Melanin Medics, but there are people out there that you can connect with.
That's good. Should I do I'm going to be a nerdy one?
You're a nerd anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's on brand.
On brand. So I would say, I think the what did we say? The hamster wheel. It can be quite challenging. And I think if you definitely kind of know what field you want to go in, what specialty you want to go in, there's no harm in actually coming with a bit of a game plan before you go. So what you want to achieve each year, thinking about like the end goals, what that looks like and how application in the future might look like. And yes, like you do want to enjoy your time at uni, but like still think about how you can make uni a really productive experience for your future career. Obviously, as we said, like if you do want to think about things outside of core medicine, you can even start thinking about that then. So if you did want to maybe think, oh, maybe I don't want just medicine, then you can think about maybe can I think about finance intercalations at this point and what I can be doing to build myself towards a position where that would be useful at that point there. I just think like planning and being on job early is always really useful.
No, I think I agree with you there, because even though I talk all this talk about me having fun, enjoying my life, like I've always wanted to do obs and gynae. So all my like special SSCs, all in obs and gynae.
Yeah.
I did like research projects in obs and gynae. I did my intercalation in obs and gynae, like to prepare me for this point. So like, sadly, even though I didn't get in this year, my interview, my portfolio was sick because I've been working at it since I was at medical school whilst enjoying myself. But yeah, completely agree with that. And then, okay, so last tip for our last group of people, this is going to be
those who are about to start, also those who are at the end.
Those who are in medical, those who are at the end. Let's do those who are at the end going into final year.
Yeah.
Or like, starting, going to be doctors. Oh my gosh, let's talk about those who are going to be doctors. August changeover.
Oh my gosh.
Completely. That should be a whole separate video podcast. But in terms of those who are going to start F1, their foundation training, my tip is, and this is what someone told me when I was doing my shadowing, is that get comfortable with the fact that you are going to feel out of your depth for a long time. And I think when she told me that, it helped me just feel relieved. I didn't put as much pressure on myself. And what she meant by that is that, like, it's new to you when you start. And then every 4 months you're going to be rotating and it's going to be new every time. And you actually don't get confident until like May, June. Until like 9 months has passed. That's when you're like, okay, I'm getting this now. And like, if you kind of know that that's what you're up against, you give yourself a lot more grace. You ask for help a lot more. You don't think I should know this when you're only 6 weeks in, because actually no, like it's a big thing. It's a new hospital system. It's a new specialty. So my advice is get comfortable with the fact that you may not be confident for a while, but you will get there and it will be fine. That's my advice. That was actually the best advice ever. That was so good.
I'm going to bounce off that.
Okay.
And say your colleagues and those around you are your friends at that period. Rely on those around you. Like when like you've got loads going on, you're going to get everything done before handover. It's okay to hand it over. Like, don't try and rush and get everything done, or like not even kill yourself mishandling. Because that's the kind of things I was doing at the beginning. And it doesn't make sense. Ask for help from the nursing staff, other allied healthcare professionals. Like, they're all really knowledgeable and they can support you so much. And I think realizing that earlier would have been quite useful for me. So even when I am feeling overwhelmed, I'm getting called from like 10 different wards, I'm like, this is what's going on. I need you to maybe risk stratify. Everyone make a list. I'll get around it. Anything more urgent, call me, but I'll get around it.
Yeah.
Things like that is all very helpful. Oh, also, coloured pens, like, those pens that you have at 4 different.
I love those pens. Having pens in general, even if you're at a hospital that's like computer based, get some pens on you.
It's practical.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed all of our tips and our stories from medical school. It was not as bad as we may have made it out to be. It is actually so much fun. It's a once in a lifetime experience. And think about it, not everybody can get through medical school.
Yeah.
And you are doing it, or you're going to do it, and you'll be fine.
You'll have some good stories to tell.
Exactly.
You'll be probably, on the other side of a podcast telling your stories and trying to encourage people going in, and hopefully letting us know that there are other Black people that you to.
If there are, do you know what? If there are like more than one Black person at your uni, please like comment down below or whatever. Let us know how it is at your medical school. Maybe we'll do a poll or something. How many Black medics are in your? I would love to get the data, to be honest.
The stats. I'm sure there should be someone.
There should be. I want to hear from the ground up.
I want to hear from the ground up. I've got other things I want to hear from the ground up about you and medical school experience.
Well, we'll talk about that after.
Let's go.
Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. And make sure to check out our socials on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn. And we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.